Aloha! I'm Kuʻuhiapo Jeong and I'll be your host for this episode of Wailau. Mai, he nānea mai kia momo'olelo o ke kaiāulu. Wailau is a series of themed storytelling events that breaks barriers and helps people in our community find a common ground and appreciation for each other while empowering members of our community to share their stories. Wailau is translated as the gathering of many waters, a place where water from diverse sources come together to become a more powerful, unified whole. Wailau forms a sense of belonging and common space for diverse ideas and people in our community through the power of storytelling. Now, the theme of this episode is getting from point A to point B. Now, we may automatically think of a physical journey when we hear about this, but as we'll see with today's stories, it may also refer to a metaphorical journey through life. Our next story is entitled Embracing Opportunity by Nikki Gour. Nikki began her career as a performing artist at the age of 11. The performing bug bit her and never let go. From Anaheim to San Francisco, California, she has performed, directed, and crewed in various stage productions. After receiving her bachelor's in anthropology and a minor in education at San Francisco State University, Nikki developed and implemented an after-school theater arts program at the YMCA at San Francisco. Since moving to Hawaii Island in 2014, she has worn a lot of different hats, but currently she is a business marketing consultant for Resonate Hawaii Radio Group and the morning show drive time host for the Wave at 92 FM. She mostly survives off of bread, butter, cheese, and homemade kale chips. Go ahead, Nikki.
I've been journaling my entire life. When I was in 3rd grade, my Winnie the Pooh diary was filled with stories about my then boyfriend who had given me on Valentine's Day a mug that had a cartoon dog on it that said, "I woof you." We were destined to be together forever. When I was 19 and I was running wildly around Paris, I had attempted to journal completely en français. When I look back now, I have a very vague recollection as to what actually happened during those 2 years. But when I was 22, the way I journal changed. You see, I'd seen this interview with Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love, and she talked about journaling in a way that you kind of manifest your future. And it went like this. Every day you write 3 statements. The first, a mantra for yourself. The second, something that you really, really, really want. Because if you really want something, you need to really, really, really want it. And the third was your happiest moment of the day. So I decided to give this a try, and shortly after giving it a shot, I started noticing the way different opportunities started presenting themselves to me. For example, that first year, I was buried to my neck in student loan debt, and I really, really, really needed to find a way to actually manage it. I wrote it down, and poof, I met a new friend who was a financial advisor, and he offered to help me come up with like an actual plan to get myself out of debt. At the time, I was also working for the YMCA doing corporate membership, and I loved the organization. I believed in the organization, but I wanted to be doing something I was actually passionate about, and bonus if it was in the arts. I wrote it down, and poof, I was offered a brand new position to develop and implement a theater arts after-school program for the YMCA. A little while later, I decided it was time to leave San Francisco, and I wanted to kind of go travel and check out a few places that were on my list of places that I may want to move to, and Kailua Kona was on that list. And in my room, I had this like cash box that had different envelopes. So one envelope had rent, and another envelope had student loan debt, and another envelope had my Hawaii fund. Because essentially, I just wanted to be able to run around for 3 months, not worry about money, nanny, farm, and see if I really vibed with Kona. And one morning, I'm sitting there and I'm counting the cash in my Hawaii fund, and I say to myself, if I just had $100 more, I would book my plane ticket today and make this dream a reality. So I wrote it down. I really, really, really want $100 more outside of my regular income so I can book my plane ticket to Hawaii. Closed my journal, went to the grocery store, went on about my day. Now, this was the time in life when self-checkout machines were first hitting the scene at major grocery stores. I was super against self-checkout machines. They were robots taking people's jobs. This was the downfall of civilization in my eyes. But this particular day, the only human line had this dude who was kind of a creep, and I just wasn't in the mood to deal with his jabroniness. So I broke my vow and I went to the self-checkout machine. Scanned my items, put a $20 bill into the machine, and it spat back out my change. I was supposed to get back like $4 and some change. I start to gather my stuff, and there's this huge line forming behind me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody else wants to deal with jabroni pants. I gotta get out of here. So I just kind of leave in a hurry, and after I get outside, I decide to collect myself and reorganize, and in my hand, I am holding 3 $1 bills and 1 $100 bill. What are you supposed to do in this situation? Is this a divine sign from the universe deeming greater purpose? Or is it thievery? Even though the thievery was unintentional, but thievery nonetheless, and could potentially bring really, really, really bad karma down the line. I decided greater purpose, went home and booked my plane ticket to Hawaii, and I've been here now for 7 years. And in the past 7 years, I've continued to journal in the same manner. Mantra, really, really, really want and happiest moment. And it hasn't always been easy, and everything and nothing has gone according to plan, but I am so thankful for that one moment that brought me here and has brought me opportunity and amazing people in my life. And a couple of years ago, I was thinking back on that one moment and decided, you know what, I'm gonna come clean, and I'm going to write the major grocery store chain, and I'm gonna tell them what's up and send them a $100 check and let them know my story. And surprisingly, they actually wrote me back and sent me a $100 gift certificate to any of their stores saying it's okay. My conscience was cleared. I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna celebrate this. So I ran straight to the store, loaded up, went to the human line, and it was there that everything was laid out clearly to me when it said, gift certificate not valid in the state of Hawaii.